All right, everybody, this right here is going to be for Nico coming in. This is my student who is 16 years old, and this is not his grand finale dent or anything like that, but this is going to be one of the first bigger dents that he's working on. Here we go.
All right, everybody, let's take a little closer look at this dent. As you can see here that it actually took the edge a little bit out of line and made quite a nasty little spot there. You can see here as well that we do have a crown buckle that kind of flowed to the middle of the fender. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what Nico thinks about it.
All right, Nico, right here's your dent that you have to start off today. What do you think about it?
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah, it looks great. I'm gonna get it out.
You gonna be able to knock that out no problem?
5, maybe 10 minutes.
5, maybe 10 minutes.
So as you can see here, Nico is quite confident going into this. I think we all had that confidence in us when we were 16 years old. But anyhow, this dent is nasty. And Nico has only been with me for about 3 weeks. So this is going to be quite the challenge for him regardless of the way that he feels. As you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and start him off with a little bit of glue pulling. So we're going to try to take this mammoth of a dent and kind of change it into a smaller dent. Nico's going to hook up there with the slide hammer, and what we're basically trying to do is get the edge up there at the top back in line. That pull did that successfully. So we actually got the edge lined back up, making sure we don't have the pressure up there in that upper corner. And now we are going for the core, which is basically the deepest part of the damage. Nico's going to go ahead and hook up to that with the slide hammer, and then you can see easily pulled that up. We would have had some problems if we wouldn't have tackled that edge first. But we still have, as you can see, a nasty crease line going through there. We've got some roll buckles and some waves around that damage that's going to need to be knocked out. We're going to go ahead and keep on glue pulling. We might as well see if we can shallow that crease up and just make it smaller one pull at a time. This kind of helps minimize all the pushing work that we're going to have to do later on in the repair. So the more metal that you can move along with the glue pulling method, the less chance you have of putting push marks in it. And again, it's just good to make a lot of metal, in my opinion, move at one time. So Nico's going to go ahead and start with the bottom of that crease line, a little bit closer to the core. I find that it's either or. Either you're going to get that thing to start moving towards the bottom, or you're going to go up towards the top of the crease, and you're going to get it to start moving up there. So we test both spots. We kind of see where we can lay that tab, and that is an Atlas Titan tab, by the way, but where we can actually put that thing and get the metal to move. A lot of times it will surprise you. You'll think that one area is what will move along really well with the glue pulling, but then you find out that no, just like that pull right there, it moved metal. It shallowed it up. So Nico's going to go ahead and start working some of these outer crowns around the damage. So this is kind of where the metal gets captured during the impact. As you can see when we started, there's actually one towards the middle of the fender that we're going to have to go after at some point. This one here down below, it's starting to affect our repair area. So in that regard, we want to go ahead and get rid of that. The one towards the middle of the fender, not so much. It's not really affecting what we're doing here towards the front of the fender, so it's kind of on the back burner at this moment. What we do once we get a little bit tired of working on the big dent up here on the fender, we'll move back to that one. So now here's a look at our progress. Definitely shallowed up quite a bit. We got a small crease. We're going to be taking a tool and putting it in this upper cavity. Very nice access point there. We do a lot of soft tipping through this whole repair method. You'll kind of get an idea, and you'll check that out. We did run through it with the soft tips. You can see that the dent has shallowed up quite a bit. Now Nico is actually kind of working on blending out the core or the main impact area. And a lot of tapping, a lot of pushing on this one. This is a mini tutorial, so I'm not going to go into every single aspect, but we'll just kind of run through exactly what we did here. So there's Nico going through the fender, tackling that core, getting a better look at it, but you can see there's a tool up top. That's how we were coming into the crease from the top. At this point, we're out of the soft tip, where we're using the soft tip on the panel, and we're actually moving towards pinpoint accuracy with just a bare metal tip. So Nico is to the point where he's actually doing finishing work on this damage and pushing and picking it clean. Now we're probably 3 hours into this at this point. So now I got tired of working on that dent up front. Nico's going to jump back here to the that roll buckle that we seen there in the middle of the fender and just begin working that out. This one did leave a little low up in front of it that we did have to go in there and do a little bit of pushing work. But again, it's a mini tutorial, so I'll try to keep it short and try to keep it clean here for you. And as you can see there, Nico is actually using a soft tip. The width of that crown is about perfect for a soft tip tool. So he's reshaping the curve and the contour and the natural stamp of that panel.
All right, Nico, so what do you think? How did this dent go for you? Did you get it done in 10 minutes like you thought you were going to?
5, maybe 10 minutes.
Nah, took multiple hours.
Yeah?
But
Took multiple hours. Yeah.
there's a lot of work in it. It's not perfect, but it was a big dent, so
Right,
that's to be expected.
right. And you know, if this wasn't the day before you were going home, I would probably make you work on it for another day, wouldn't I?
Yeah, I'd definitely be working on that tomorrow.
That's too bad. He's coming back in about a week. So I'm not going to have this car, unfortunately, here next week, but it's good enough to go back. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it here. Pretty decent for what we were dealing with here, but I'll tell you, if it wasn't, if you weren't leaving today and going on a trip, I mean, it looks great, but I'd probably make you pick every little spot.
Yeah.
You know that. So let me ask you, has training been a little tougher than what you thought it was going to be?
It's pretty tough, but
Right.
I was ready for it.
Now, you know we make you pick every single little low out of these dents, don't we?
Yeah, like all of them. Just can't even see them anymore. It's got to be spotless so you can sell it to
Right,
a customer.
right.
All right, so there you have it. Nico is all finished with his large dent repair. Now this is not his grand finale dent, so look forward to seeing a video, about that coming out here within the next week or so. We're going to have Nico back for an additional week, and we're going to be working with him, and we're going to see how far we can take this young man. But again, it was a real pleasure having you along for this little mini tutorial here. And as always, we look forward to seeing you on the next one.